Skoda Superb can these days be had with a plug-in petrol-electric drivetrain. That's the engineering formula delivered by the variant we look at here, the Superb IV. This derivative claims to be able to provide up to 35 miles of all-electric WLTP-rated driving range, plus a WLTP combined cycle fuel figure of over 200 miles per gallon. Interested yet?
In the future, we're going to see plenty of electrified models from Skoda, but this was the first, the Superb IV plug-in petrol hybrid. In case you're wondering, by the way, IV stands for Innovative Vehicle. This car was launched in the autumn of 2019, but it's actually surprising that we didn't see it earlier because it's based on all the same mechanicals used by the Volkswagen Passat GTE, which has been on sale since 2016. Still, better late than never, and in true Skoda style, the Superb IV takes a Volkswagen package and then adds value and a lower price to it. And in this case, more interior space and some extra simply clever features too. The Superb IV features the old 1.4-litre TSI petrol unit, which used to be offered in conventional form in the range. That's now been replaced by a 1.5-litre TSI power plant. With this plug-in model, the mechanical recipe is just as it is with this car's cousin, the Volkswagen Passat GTE. So that relatively elderly engine and an equally old-tech 6-speed DSG gearbox are wedded to a very modern slice of electrification, namely an 85-kilowatt electric motor, which boosts total system output to 218 PS, and a 13 kilowatt-hour battery, which, when it's fully charged, can provide up to 35 miles of all-electric WLTP-rated driving range. According to Circumstance, this setup swaps between electric and petrol. If you keep the car in its default hybrid drive setting, you can follow it all if you select the neat energy flow display on the center dash monitor. There is also an E-mode option that's accessed either via a dedicated button near the gear stick or by a center screen option, which for town use can keep the car in full battery motion if there's enough charge to do that. On the open road, if you're really pressing on and you're just using the engine, this Skoda's surprisingly rapid for such a relatively heavy car, and it's helped by the extra electric boost. There's a potential 62 miles an hour sprint time of 7.8 seconds en route to 138 miles an hour. And through the bends, well, the days are long gone when a Superb tackled the twisting roads with all the agility of a Channel ferry. The installation of a stiff, sophisticated Volkswagen Group MQB platform into this third generation model in 2015 delivered a level of handling prowess which is broadly comparable with its close cousin, the Volkswagen Passat. Which means that though this Skoda remains very much comfort orientated, it's these days surprisingly capable should the need arise for you to push it along a bit. Standard DCC, dynamic chassis control, adaptive damping certainly helps here. DCC works through the standard drive mode system, which offers eco, normal, comfort and sport settings. Plus there's an individual menu if you want to set your own parameters. There are no significant visual changes to differentiate this plug-in Superb from more conventional models. It seems a long time ago now that this top Skoda was a dull, dowdy thing. The look of this third generation B8 series model evolved from designer Josef Kaban's futuristic Vision C concept car of 2014. And the brand's current head of styling, Carl Newhold, has subtly updated the front and rear finishing to keep this Superb feeling current. Visual changes to this revised version of Skoda's third generation Superb are relatively slight. You'll need to be a brand enthusiast to note the smarter, narrower full LED headlamps, plus the restyled bumpers and the revised badging. The front grille now bears double slats, it's larger and it protrudes a little further down into the front bumper. As with any ordinary Superb, the IV plug-in variant offers a body style choice between this hatch and the alternative estate. Both models feature this elegant silhouette. Only Mercedes is as good as this at creating a style that works as well for the taxi trade as it does outside a stately home. The side perspective emphasises the flowing shape of the extended roofline and the length of this design. It's virtually as long as a BMW 5 Series from the next class up, with the hatch version being actually 7mm longer than the alternative station wagon variant. At the rear, the full LED tail lights and the freshly introduced Skoda block lettering might catch the eye. Of course, as usual, what's important is the stuff that you can't see. In this case, the MQB modular transverse matrix underpinnings, which at the launch of this B8 Series Superb in 2015 reduced the curb weight by 75 kilos and improved torsional stiffness by 13%. And inside, well, again, initially there's nothing much to set this IV plug-in model apart from any conventional Superb until you check out the extra EMO button by the gear stick here, or look a little closer at the dash displays. The centre dash screen, which will usually be 8 inches in size, as here, gains various e-displays, including an electric range monitor, an energy flow graphic, and a zero emission data readout. The instrument binnacle, which in this case features a 10.25-inch virtual cockpit digital screen, which is optional on lesser variants, is also a bit different, with a battery charge readout on the far left and a left-hand gauge that has charge, power and boost sections which help you to drive more economically. Otherwise, things are as they would be in any other Superb. This revised model's cabin is distinguished by extra chrome highlighting, smarter upholstery and extra decorative trims for the centre console and the dashboard. We also like the brand's so-called Simply Clever touches, the umbrella holder in the door, these useful little side seat pockets, the cooling you get for the glove box, and this spacious centre armrest compartment to keep drinks and sweets chilled. And this neat one-handed cup holder below the gear stick, which removes the need for the driver to take both hands off the wheel to unscrew a bottle top. Further added Simply Clever touches include a phone box system which allows for inductive handset charging. As ever with the Superb, space for rear seat passengers is class leading thanks to this Mark III model's lengthy 2,841mm wheelbase. There really is a limousine-like feel to the way that you can stretch out back here. Most other family vehicles require you to slot your feet beneath the seat in front, but in a Superb that may not be necessary if you aren't particularly tall. Elbow room was improved as part of the design changes which created this third generation model, and that makes it easier to comfortably transport 3 adults over longer distances than it would be in any other car in this sector, despite the prominence of this centre transmission tunnel. The boot capacity of this plug-in model falls quite a lot, 140 litres over what you get in a conventional Superb model, but it's still pretty decent. For the hatch IV variant, it's 485 litres or 510 for the estate version. Obviously though, if you fold the rear bench, you can improve those figures substantially. Skoda rather ambitiously thinks that this IV plug-in variant will take around 30% of total Superb sales, even though this powertrain is only available with the top 4 trim levels at hefty pricing in the £34,000 to £42,000 bracket. Those are figures that these days, of course, there's no government assistance to slightly reduce. Still, these figures represent a saving of around £2,500 over an identically engineered Volkswagen Passat GTE plug-in PHEV. With this Superb, there's a premium of around £1,300 to go from this hatch variant to the alternative estate version. And with either body style, the spec options are SE Technology, which is what we've got here, SEL, Sportline Plus, and Top, Laurent and Clement. All Superb IV variants feature the very complete Amundsen Center Dash infotainment screen package with built-in navigation and Wi-Fi. There is also an adaptive cruise control system which incorporates a clever predictive cruise control feature, and that uses images from a windscreen camera along with navigation data to adjust the car's speed ahead of bends and speed restrictions. Plus, across the range, there's also standardization of niceties like leather upholstery, heated front seats and dual zone climate control, as well as drive stuff like dynamic chassis control, adaptive damping and a drive mode selection system. If you're choosing between spec levels, well, to be honest, this base SE technology variant will probably give you most of what you want. Things like 17-inch alloy wheels, rear privacy glass, all the usual executive niceties, and touches like the removable torch in the boot. If you want more, mid-range SEL trim adds extra touches like larger 18-inch Zenith wheels, an electrically operated tailgate, headlamp washers, keyless entry and high-tech full matrix LED headlamps. The priciest versions feature large 19-inch wheels, Sportline Plus trim gives you a sportier look and feel both inside and out, and top Laurent and Clement spec delivers, amongst other things, a 10.25-inch virtual cockpit digital instrument binnacle, a larger 9.2-inch Columbus Center Dash touchscreen, and a premium 10-speaker 610-watt Canton audio system. Safety-wise, like all Superbs, this plug-in variant features front assist autonomous braking with predictive pedestrian protection, which can specifically identify people or cyclists who might be about to inadvertently step out into your path. There's also a driver fatigue sensor, and from SEL spec upwards, you additionally get a side assist blind spot monitor, and that's there to alert you if you're just about to dangerously pull out into the path of another vehicle. Extra cost safety features, which are standard at the very top of the range, include lane assist and blind spot detection package, light assist with high beam control, and a travel assist with traffic sign recognition system. Plus, there is also an optional crew protection assist feature with rear side airbags. This setup's able to sense when an impact is inevitable, and it instantly tightens the seatbelts and closes the windows to give you the best possible chance of surviving that. Even cleverer is the optional emergency assist setup, which can take over driving duties completely should you become incapacitated. If you viewed other sections of this film, then you'll know that this Superb IV model mates a 1.4-litre TSI petrol engine with an 85 kilowatt electric motor powered by a 13 kilowatt hour battery, which when fully charged can provide up to 35 miles of all-electric WLTP driving range. As a result, it's quite likely that with a typical commute, a Superb IV owner would only actually need to visit a fuel station every month or two. Assuming you install the 3.6 kilowatt wallbox charger in your garage, the battery can be replenished from empty in 3.5 hours. From an ordinary household plug, the charging time figure rises to around 5 hours. The result of all this technology is a WLTP combined cycle fuel economy figure that's rated between 148.7 and 217.3 mpg, and a super clean WLTP-rated CO2 output of between 30 to 42 grams per kilometre. Those readings are based around use of this variant's most common hybrid drive setting and use of the Eco Drive mode. There is also a selectable E mode for all-electric driving. As with any plug-in model, the official fuel return is of course something of a fantasy figure, but that impressive CO2 reading means a low VED band B and significant company car tax savings. A slight downside with this variant lies with the fact that the battery's positioning under the rear seat necessitates a reduction in fuel tank size from 66 to 50 litres, but even so, you should still manage around 550 miles between refills. Obviously, to get anywhere near the quoted efficiency figures, you'll have to make full use of the various efficiency tools that this car can offer via the various e-displays on the center dash screen there. There's an electric range monitor, an interactive energy flow diagram showing what's being powered by what, and the zero emissions data screen, which shows what proportion of your journey has been completed under battery power. There is also an electric driving and charging settings screen so that you can set up your own personal charging regime. To justify its continued existence in the Skoda lineup, the Superb is a model line that needs to diversify a little, and this IV plug-in variant represents a good start in that direction. Yes, the quoted fuel and CO2 figures would be virtually impossible to achieve in real-world motoring, but then that's the case with any plug-in or EV model you care to name. What's important is that the government believes them. Hence the way that this model can deliver impressively low benefit-in-kind taxation ratings for its mainly business-orientated customer clientele. We're a little disappointed that prices are a bit on the high side. Yes, technology like this costs, but if the brand had offered the IV drivetrain with lower order specs, then this plug-in model could have been offered much closer to the £30,000 price point, and that would have usefully widened its appeal. Still, if that's not an issue, then you'll find plenty to like here.